What are the implications of renouncing U.S. citizenship, and what's the process for doing so? This is Vincenzo Villamina with Online Taxman. When people think about renouncing, they think, it's just something that you give up. People don't understand that renouncing really means, you are giving up your right to live in the United States for the rest of your life, unless you're able to come back on other sort of immigrant visa or green card through a spouse, etc. And also any other sort of right to, potential U.S. support militarily or whatnot, which obviously is quite a far-fetched scenario. But the point being is that when you renounce, you renounce. You're giving up your right to being an American, and that's fine. I know it's a very difficult decision for a lot of people, and hence a lot of people end up really struggling with it. But if you do feel that you want to renounce, you'd have to book an appointment with the U.S. Embassy to go over a questionnaire, which essentially goes into why do you want to renounce. And of course, you need to have a valid reason. You can't just say you want to renounce for tax purposes. So you want to say something like, I have a closer connection to another country, I don't live in the United States anymore, I'm not going to go back to the US, there was some sort of injustice that you experienced as an American that you don't want to deal with, and that's fine. And so once you go through the questionnaire, you take an oath of renunciation, then you get a certificate of lost nationality, and then you're no longer a US citizen. Now on the tax side, you have to file your final U.S. tax return, right? So it's actually a dual status return that year, meaning that for part of the year you're a U.S. citizen, you have to file a 1040, and the other part, if you do still have any sort of U.S. income sources, be it a pension, be it a rental property, anything of that nature, then you would have to file a 1040 NR for non-residents. So you might not even get out of all your filing obligations upon renunciation. But again, you'd have to file half year resident or partial year resident, and the rest 1040 NR if that applies. And then finally, you might be deemed a covered expatriate. A covered expat is somebody that has over $2 million in net worth. Now, if that does apply to you, then that means that you might have to pay an exit tax. An exit tax is a hypothetical sale of all your assets as of the day of renunciation. So you have to go get valuations, value all the assets to renunciation, and again, potentially pay an exit tax on the sale of all those assets. Now there is a little bit of a tax credit, a few $100,000 tax credit, so if your capital gain is over that amount, then yes, you do have to pay an exit tax. If anyone has any questions about potentially renouncing, what are the implications, what are the forms, one form being the 8854, which is that renunciation form, please feel free to reach out to us at www.onlinetaxman.com, and we're happy to walk you through the process of renouncing. We've helped many people. You could be one of them if you so choose to do so. So please, any sort of question at all related to international taxes, we're expats, we help expats, and we are your expat tax experts. www.onlinetaxman.com for a consultation. Thank you.